Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the Good Report. I'm Andre in the Flow. Hope that you're having a great evening. Cheers to you wherever you are. Why is my screen so dark? Oh, there we are. How's it going? Today is May 1st. Already May 1st. A month gone. April is now behind us. And day 49. Day 49. I put an extra consonant on that for no reason. Day 49 of us being together. Been here every night at or around about 8:30 p.m. holding space for infinite gratitude and appreciation. Because I'm going to be honest with you, the rest of my day sucked. I found out last night that one of my dear friends from years gone by passed away in his sleep. And it just made me feel so sad. This was a person that knew me pre-New York, pre-cruise ship jobs, pre-music, like pre. This was a person not attached to any of the artistry or anything like that, or any of the business. This was just a dear friend who accepted me in a space and time in my life when I couldn't accept myself, or I was struggling to accept myself. I had just withdrawn from Lee because I had tried to kill myself there one time too many, and I became a townie essentially in Cleveland, Tennessee. And as a townie, I met the most interesting and awesome people. A lot of them white people, because of course I was in East Tennessee is where Lee University is. And so, becoming part of the Cracker Barrel culture in town, because I eventually, befriended someone. I don't even know how I met Ashley. But I befriended someone who got me into the Cracker Barrel and got me employed at the Cracker Barrel. And so this whole crew of grill cooks and servers and hosts, we would all work our shifts at the Cracker Barrel in town, and then we would change clothes in the parking lot and then go club all night. And somehow in that mix, I ended up meeting this guy named Mike Humble. And I believe he was married to someone who he, wasn't married to anymore. I don't think they're together, but, somehow through Ashley and Janie and Mike and somehow that whole crew that hung together from the, and we didn't care about all that black mama, white mama shit. We just loved each other in the hills of Tennessee. At that Cracker Barrel. And so right off the highway. Some of y'all know the Cleveland Cracker Barrel I'm talking about. But anyway, somehow through this group of Cracker Barrel employees that just hung out at each other's houses and gave love, and the straight guys would go to the gay bar. And remember, this is a time in my life where I'm feeling the most rejected by the church, the most rejected by my parents, the most rejected by my school, the most rejected by my ministry. This is the time when I'm feeling the most rejected, and this group of Cracker Barrel friends just took me in. Like I said, we were always in each other's houses and lives and hanging out and going to the movies and I was struggling. I was struggling deeply with who I was, or who I am, and I had a father, that wasn't very warm to having a queer black son. And so these friends took me under their wing. And looked out for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And so Mike Mike was one of those people. Mike was one of those people in that friend group. Ashley Pollock, her now wife Erica, Mike Denny on the grill. Sorry. I'm sorry. I promised myself that I was going to get on here and just do a regular good report and be good, but like, I really swear to God, I was going to come on here, read my word, and be done. But anyway, we used to go to this gay bar. I met my first drag queen there. I mean, these were straight men. Like, they didn't like what I like, but these were just straight men that wanted to have a good time. Their girlfriends wanted to have a good time. Their wives wanted to have a good time. I'm talking about Doof and Crystal Fister. Like we just wanted to just have fun. In my early 20s, I was like 21, 22. And anyway, Mike Humble was part of that group. And I found pictures of us hanging out at Crystal and Doof's house. These people just loved me and I loved them. And so last night, when I heard that he passed in his sleep, and we're still Facebook friends and we don't like each other's posts and things like that, but you know how that wave of emotion just comes over you for a period of of where you are in your life. So I just felt all of the early 2000s. And then I just remembered how courageous it was then and how courageous it still is to just love and accept someone who's different than you. And so, thank you, Michael, for your kindness. We only hung out for about 3 years of my life, of our lives. But it's very weird to me tonight to be thinking about, so sorry, to be thinking about the fact that you can hug someone goodbye, on a Friday night in love, and then never know, and perhaps never see that person like physically again in your entire life. And then off they go to the great beyond. Oh, I'm such a buzzkill tonight. I don't even have tissue in here. I swear to God, I did not come on here to cry on the internet. Anyway, rest in peace, Michael Humble. Thank you for the kindness, friend. It meant something to me then, and it means something to me now. Y'all don't even know. That whole period of my life was just punctuated by like thinking about killing myself all the time. Life was that bad for me in my head. And so to have affirming straight dudes in my life that just went with it saved my life. And that's what the tears are about. The tears are about that people like Michael Humble saved my life. 2005, 2004, 2005. Definitely. Friends like that saved my life. Without a doubt. On my life. They saved my life. And I'm thankful to you, buddy. So, fly high. Fly high. You're free from this life. And I'm very, very grateful. Oh, man. snotty mess. Sorry, guys. Like, I didn't, that, let me go and like blow my nose, and then I'll be back to pick our word. I'm sorry about that. Like, I mean, I'm not sorry, because as a human being, like, I'm totally allowed to have emotions and feel grief around a friend passing. But yeah, I'm gonna blow my nose. I'll be right back. It'll only take me like a second. Okay, so yeah, thank you for allowing me to have that moment and just cry that out. I would not have allowed myself to have that on my own, if that makes sense, because it was stuck like in my, like, it was trapped in there, like it's been trapped, and like I missed a business meeting today. I missed a business meeting today because I couldn't sleep, and so I didn't go to bed till like 11 a.m. 11 a.m. is when I went to bed, because I was so troubled about, like, wow, like, Mike Humble's gone, and it just bothered me. And then I threw myself into like my work so that I didn't like have to think about my friend who died. And then that spiraled into like having breakfast and then going to bed, which then caused me to miss a meeting, which I'm not a main stakeholder in that meeting, so I can get caught up and it'll be okay. Everyone will live. But then that like brought like on more shame, and so I was just kind of like in this like really even the guy that checks me out at the grocery store all the time was just like, descansas me, and like, which essentially translates to like, get some rest, you tired looking motherfucker. That's what it means. That's what descansas bien, amigo. That's what it means. Your ass looks busted and you need to go take a nap because you are not yourself. That is what homie that checks me out at the grocery store said unto me. And he's so right. I was in grief, but I also needed groceries. Oh my God. Shout out to everyone who's in grief, but still has to get groceries. Child, this life shit. Ain't it something? Let's try this mix and see what happens here. That's a little more upbeat than what I wanted. But you know what? It'll do. It'll do. I'm kind of wanting. 1 second. I think I can find something. I think I can find something that's a little. Yeah, that'll do me a little better, I think. Guys, music is a vibe, right? I can't be in here with y'all and all kinds of foolishness. So anyway, yeah, all of that led to me looking busted and being busted today, and I was even a little late coming in here because I just needed to eat a sandwich and like self-care for a second before, like, you know, we're accountable to so many things and to so many people. That is my I am enough alarm that goes off in the middle of every podcast that we've taped together. And it's so good. I love, it's not a flex, it's just my process. I have two alarms in my phone, a 9 a.m. and a 9 p.m. alarm. And it says I am enough number 1 and I am enough number 2. And it just reminds me to self-affirm that I am enough and to kind of trigger me into the thought of who would I be in this moment if I believed that I was enough. I wouldn't be chasing men up and down these streets for attention if I really believed I was enough. So that text is just going to wait there. It's going to wait there until I am moved to move upon it. I don't have to be clamoring for love and attention and affection because I am enough. So I have that alarm that goes off in my phone to remind me because I forget all the time. I forget all the time. And same thing. Like what I was saying. Like I was experiencing shame about missing that meeting today. But how would I respond if I believed I was enough? I would just simply apologize. Say that I was going through grieving on top of the collective grieving that we're all doing with coronavirus, which I don't think that we're giving each other enough space for. This is extremely sad. All of this, anybody with a shred of feeling is sad about this. Maybe at levels that you don't even want to recognize or can recognize. But I as an empathic person, I don't say that lightly, like, ooh, I'm an empath. I feel things. I'm an empath. As a empath, though, for real, no jokes, this thing is heavy for me. And so, it's like, shout out to everyone who feels things deeply. And that's not like a bad thing. It's just you're tender hearted. You have a tender heart. You're moved with compassion. That's not a bad thing. So shout out to all of you. Shout out to all of us who are going through this because I feel it very, very deeply. And yet I've still got to make sure that my prescriptions get to the house so I don't run out. I still got to make sure the rent gets paid. I still got to make sure that everything gets tidy and picked up. Got to make sure that I maintain proper, mental health hygiene. So many moving parts, friends. So many moving parts of this adulting thing. So, yes, there is a pervasive sadness. There's sadness on top of sadness. And I think that, we should just be continuing. I'm going to continue to hold each other's tender hearts as I ask you to hold my tender heart. This music is very ice cream trucky. That's happy. Oh, okay. Let me pick. Oh, you know what? I know what could lighten this mood. If I pick an angel card for the day. I never promised to be happy all the time. I'm sure you never made that promise either. And so I just thank you for allowing me, Andre, to show up just as I am for you. And you are always welcome to show up just as you are here. The card that I keep landing on is a word that we've had recently or before. Here, wait. Okay. Let's see where this card takes us. I may not be the most exciting guy on the block, but that doesn't matter anymore We can just hold space. We can just hold space. It's okay. Isn't that great? My freedom from being somebody. I'm no longer concerned with being somebody. I just want to be a nobody. Nobodies have no pressure, man. They're just like showing up, giving their gifts to the world, being compensated for their gifts to the world. But, nobodies don't have anything to press or impress. Nobodies, don't worry about that. I'm just a nobody. Just keep on going. Keep on going. Keep talking. It don't matter. I love those chill people. People who are operating in their gifts, but they're still like a nobody. What's tiring is being somebody. Being somebody is, and I just, I think I laugh about it now, but it wasn't funny in the moment. But for the last 3 years of working with Love City, like so much of my work has been anchored around being somebody. And maybe the really, really sensitive, intuitive ones of you can pick up on that. I picked up on that kind of graspy, come energy that was before. And now I'm moving into the space where it's like, no, that was what someone who needed to be somebody and had something to prove or someone to impress would do. Now it's all about like whoever is around when they're around and just creating magic with those people. Not 1 million, one. Not 2 million, two. Not 15 million, zero. It's chill. It's so chill. All right. So here. Excuse me. What a crazy host. The word that shot out of the card deck today at us is angles in the room have changed. Something's changed. It's vision. The card of the night is vision. Okay. Look at the world with soul sight. SOULSIGHT. Look at the world with soul sight. Use your imagination, inner sense, and peripheral promptings to see the bigger picture and shape the future you desire. That's some of these cards are heavier than others. We've been picking one like every night since. Well, we started with the Book of Awakening cards from Mark Nippo off of his book. And then we went over to the Angel card deck. The original Angel card deck. And so, look at the world with soul sight. Look at the world with the eyes of your soul. Use your imagination, inner sense, and peripheral promptings to see the bigger picture and shape the future you desire. Yeah, I see the peripheral promptings. Like I told y'all earlier, my friend died yesterday, and so that prompts me to see the bigger picture. We're only here for a moment. We need to, and then it says, and shape the future you desire. I need to really, really be contemplated and thinking about the Andre that I want to live out my life being for as long of a time that I have. Because nobody has forever. Mike was only 2 years older than me. Young man. Gone. Just like that, right? Yeah, so I see the peripheral promptings and I see the bigger picture. And I'm going to really, really work within myself and in the company I keep to to shape the future that I desire. Yeah. One more angel. One more angel. Rest in peace, Mike Humble. Love you, brother. Calling into our hearts, and myself included tonight, big time, big time, big time. So I'm number one in the line tonight. I usually don't put myself as number one in the line on this, but I'm number one in the Remember Me, Lord category. Calling in all who suffer today, holding only the suffering for today, not over complexifying, which probably isn't a word, but not over complicating the needs of the future or the needs of the past, but just the suffering and the needs of today. This 24 hours, we just bring all of that into the space. We're not going to hold it for long, so don't get scared, but we're just going to bring it into the space and just kind of bring into the circle all of the pain of today. My friend who passed, coronavirus, missing my meeting, these things are varying heaviness. They're not all equally weighted. Let's be very clear. But there's suffering and agitation today. And so we bring that into the space just for a moment, because what we're going to do is something that we've done for the last, 49 days. We're going to invite love to also come and fill the space. And while taking a breath, cleansing breath, man, feels good. Another breath. Cleansing breath. Yeah. We ask love to come into this space. We ask love to wash over all of our pain. Now, love is my coded word or catch-all word for whatever you believe in. And if you don't believe in anything, then love can work. But if you believe in spirit, source, God, Father, Mother, God, divine presence, divine mother, source, eternal wisdom, whatever that is for you, I'm inviting that into this space because I believe that all of those wonderful higher vibratory energies want to unite with us to keep us lifted in this time. And so we invite all of that love to be poured into this space of suffering, to just bring a bit of comfort, and to bring a bit of air. Into the midst. That's all we're asking for. That's all we're asking for. Included in this camp is all of the first responders and people who are struggling in their mind in the house or dealing with challenges within their families or trying to make peace and keep peace with their abusers because they don't want to be harmed in this crisis. We invite them also into the space, and hopefully there will be divine protection surrounding them, and that earth angels will also come to their rescue and give them safe passage away from their dangers. That's what I'm asking for. All right, so this has been one of the saddest good reports But I actually think that's good. This is probably the saddest good report that I've done. I mean, just on the tiers alone, the tier count alone. But that's a good thing because this space was never supposed to be sterile. This is not an operating room. Life is not an operating room. Have you noticed? Life is fucking messy. Where's my beer? I love sometimes also contemplating the people who, like, in their mind, I don't overdo this, but like in their mind, they see me as like this, like, Pollyanna, like it kills me. People are like, you're so nice and happy all the time. How do you do it? And I'm like, you only see a fraction of my life. There are literal receipts everywhere. This whole video, I've been a fucking mess and crying and falling apart. I'm not happy all the time. That is such a silly thing to say. I know that I provide some level of happiness and love for people, and that makes me happy too, but that's not without its pain, its deep suffering. That's why I keep trying to show up here consistently no matter what, because the easy thing to do, I think that's the word I want to say. The easy thing to do would be to like just not come on here today because I was in such deep grief, sadness, and depression. So that would be like the easier thing, the easier thing to do, right? In air quotes. But no, it's important that people understand that like all humans are humans. Even the ones that we hold in our minds as cemented happy people or whatever. This thing is very that's why I treat everyone as equal, because we're all going through something, even if the something is just that roller derby in your head. You know what I mean? Like, we're all going through everybody. Bezos on down. If you're using money as the scale, if you're using anything as the scale, racial background, gender identity, any identifier, it's still challenging in different ways for different people. And so for me to not show up and allow that to be seen as well, would be a disservice to the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing that is my life. It would just be living in a box. And I just want to be free. I think so many of us just want to be free. We just want to be able to be loved for who we are. We're not causing any harm. We're not, causing any problems. We just want to for me, it's like, I just want to make music, songs and encouragement. Songs, that's all I want to do. And it can take whatever approach or whatever hat it needs to. But that's all. It's very simple. It's very simple for me. Service and songs. That's it. Service and songs. That's all my life is. Just seal it down. Etch it on the urn. I actually want to be made into a tree. Not made into a tree, but I want to be like planted as a tree. There are ways that you can just like work that out. I don't want like a burial and casket and all that. That's nonsense and really, really overly expensive for material things. We have enough things. Like I've been quoted all over the internet talking about how much I've got too much shit. I don't want a casket too. Just put my ass into an urn and bury me and turn me into that oak tree over there in that park, which will eventually be bulldozed and turned into something else as well. None of it matters. None of it matters. We're all just being allowed to play together in the sandbox of life today. So I can't be sad for long because I see that it's just one big cosmic riddle. I was out catching a cloud and I saw that, I felt, it was like so funny, like Mike left the earth last night while somebody else is celebrating like the birth of a new baby today. I'm celebrating the birth of recent babies or recent pregnancies that will bring new babies and new joys while also holding the sadness. We talk about this all the time, the beauty and the terror, right? The beauty of the baby being born, but then the terror of my friend like dying at a young age last night. And so just kind of being clicked into this big cosmic riddle, this just big like joke, you know? It's like this joke. It's like, it's not a joke, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's a big joke that like someone's going, congratulations, it's a girl, while my friend is dying. And like, we're all just kind of going through our process until we don't anymore. And it just puts everything into perspective. Everything. If little people are being born today, and my friend died last night, and then, you know, the numbers, I mean, if I wanted to, I could Google it. Thousands of people died today. Not just from COVID, from so many things, right? And yet here we remain somewhere in the middle, in the in-between, in the liminal space between arrival and destination, or perhaps new arrival. What do I know? No one's ever come back and told me what happens. Mike can't come back and tell me what's going on there. I just gotta keep going. Living my questions. Walking this journey with all of you. Okay, I think that's about as much as I can emotionally do tonight. I want to thank you for being you. I want to thank you in particularly for holding space for, like what I said, was probably the saddest good report that I've done to date in the last 49 days. Lots of sadness around the passing of Mike and who he meant to me, who he was to me in that part of my life. You know, this is a good time to continually tell people that you love them. This is a good time. This is just as good a time as any. This is just as good a time as any. To just say I love you. To as many people as you are comfortable. Because there's deep sadness on top of sadness on top of sadness. Now, before you crazy kids blow up my DMs talking about I'll take the love. I will take the love. I always will take the love, no matter what. I will always be the person that has a very, very public phone number, 404-585-1278. 404-585-1278. 1278. Very, very public person. Not a problem with it. Where was I going with that? I don't even know. But yeah, this one has been sad. But you know, that's real. That's real life. That's real life. And we only have today. Jonathan Larson. We were just celebrating the anniversary of Rent, which I got to be part of a production of, and you know, there is no future, there is no past. I live each moment as my last. No day but today. No day but today. So, anyway, enjoy your night. Oh, that was my thought. Before you crazy kids storm my DMs, I'll always be accessible and I'll always be available to love. But before you storm my DMs talking about, oh, are you okay? Oh, you okay? No, this is not a cry for help. This is not like a plead for, it's not a cry for, I'm not in personal danger, you know, that I know of. I'm not in any physical danger, at the hands of me. I'm just allowing myself to be able to publicly express sadness as a healthy thing, and I think that keeps the good report the good report. Anyway, I will see you all tomorrow, same time, same place, with whatever energy tomorrow brings. I can't promise anymore to be somebody, because I'm so happy being nobody. Have a great night.